flowers of the night, gleaming from the moisture in.
Well, what brought you to the West Indies?
Well, I was on a carnival. On the carnival they have what they call the front end, which is all the games, the rides, and the back end.
Are you talking about the big ship? The carnival
no, he's
ships?
talking. He's talking about.
I wish. I wish.
All right.
And there was a carnival. Used to be like circuses years ago. More traditions and people. And there was the Renton family. This one guy was a great. You call him Barker. We call him Talker on the front. And he had an offer to go down in the West Indies and take over an illusion show down there. It was a carnival travel by boat from island to island.
Oh, cool.
And so...
and where was this in Indonesia? Is there...
No, West Indies. We
West, okay.
West Indies. First place I went to was Puerto Rico, and then hit, the different islands, many different islands all the way down. We did that for a couple of years.
When was that? Can you give me an idea of the
let me see. It would have been the late 50s.
Okay.
Yeah. And, but... that was interesting. I don't know if there's anything exciting in the way of a story about it, but I got a couple of road stories when I had my own band. But
I don't know. You got married there. You ended up with 5 kids or something.
Oh,
he didn't want to talk about that.
How'd you find out about that?
What about the babes down there, huh? Did you?
Yeah, the babes.
I mean, we want to hear about the babes.
It was pretty easy to get connected. Let's put it that way.
Now we're talking now.
Yeah. But you had to be careful though, because many times if you were making a visit to the doctor's office pretty quickly.
Oh yeah.
You know? So, because there was a belief that venereal disease was caused by sitting on too hot of a rock.
I see.
I don't know if we ought to put that on the video, though.
Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah.
We can edit it, or we can
PG
have a whole new direction of these videos,
But, it was interesting. We always had aerial acts. They wanted to make it into more of a show, because some of the games were not games, they were gambling, they were playing for money, so it was kind of a floating, so that kind of covered we made a show. We had some good acts, kind of good aerial acts, and our grandstand attractions were fun.
Did you stay in touch with anybody? Like, did you make friends with somebody maybe over the years, you guys?
There's one person that I did have some contact when I was in the Army. They had a entertainment contest at each one of the bases.
Okay.
And then everybody from in that particular era, this is Fourth Army era, came together, and the winners and put together a show. Most of the people were professional entertainers and musicians who had been drafted.
Gotcha.
And one guy on the show, our only officer, was, his name will come to me in a moment, but he was a young gentleman good-looking guy from Tupelo, Mississippi, great voice. And after we got out, he recorded with some guy and made a charge.
Okay.
And then he married a gal who was on the Lawrence Welk show, and much of the rest of his career, there was 2 couples on there. And I ran into him after he was on the Lawrence Welk show, and they were out back of where they had done the show signing autographs, and I thought, well, I'll go up there and say, hey, I know you don't remember me, but, and he looked up, and before I said a word, said, Larry, and he remembered me. I'm trying to think what his name is now.
Elvis. Elvis.
No.
Tupelo, Mississippi. Musician. That has to be.
Yeah. It'll come to me in a moment.
But that was years ago.
Yeah. Interesting person. When we traveled to different bases, we were in cities. Mm-hmm. So nobody knew he was an officer. He was the only officer on the show.
Okay.
And the only time you knew was we were checking in one place, and they were going to put us up in a barracks, and the supply sergeant was ordered to give us blankets, and it was a base that nobody had won from. They were kind of ticked at us. And I guess the sergeant was ticked at having to get up and give the blankets out, and so he was throwing the blankets at each one of us on here,
Mm-hmm.
And he just calmly walked up and said, Sergeant, you will hand the blankets to my men. Very good, just like that. No one, And he knew he was. And another time, he was actually sweeping it was the same place that he was sweeping the stage off after the show. And you can see he was not full of himself at all. And and a sergeant was up there, started telling him, do this, and he just again calmly said, Sergeant, you can ask me to do something, you don't order me. And he didn't have to say.
Knew while he was ordering him
He didn't know he was an officer. Knew he were on civvies.
So did he realize it the way
he said it? He didn't have to say, "I'm a first lieutenant."
Yeah, it's the way he said it.
He just said,
realized.
Yeah, he realized.
Yeah.
And this guy, but he'd be out there loading the bus with the rest of us, So, but there was a quality to his voice that you knew of authority, I guess you would say,
Fake that,
but he carried it off.
Ruby, you're visiting?
Hi, Ruby, you gonna let me pet you finally? No.
He's like, no, I don't know you.
Okay.
I don't know you. I'm still a guard dog.
What's up? Yeah. So when you were in the West Indies and doing these things, were you doing your ventriloquist?
When in the English-speaking countries, I was, yes.
And were you doing any music, though?
No, it was all magic and I even did a pitch. They have a little thing that it's a little thread that you can, and a little piece of adhesive you can put it on your button, and a little tiny mouse, and you don't see the thread, so you got this little thing you do,
And the mouse
you
is
wrap it
running
up,
through your hands.
you wrap it up, and lay it, and it flips over. So in the Mickey turn over, and in French sounds Mickey turn toi, and flips over. So, yeah, it was. We did the levitation and blade boxes. We have the gal in the box, and she lays down, and they start putting all these blades in there.
Yeah, I like the ones with the cutter in half.
Yeah.
And I always say, I want that part. I want this part. I'll take that home. You can keep it.
There was a Las Vegas magician. They had a bunch of them on together on the show, and he had the funniest bit. They cut this person in two, and then the legs would get up and walk off, and all kinds of stuff. That's when magic. Usually when I first started illusions, we're not drawing anything. So when I took the show we called it a spook show, and we played in drive-in theaters, carried a Bela Lugosi old horror movie, and it was a lot of participation. We get high school age kids up on the stage and so forth. And so the first part of it was the burning of she is like there's this big box with slots you can look inside, and a board over here, and you lay the girl down on it, pick it up, put her inside, take a torch and you put it in, you see the flames, and then the sides drop, and there's a skeleton there with the flames dropping in. That kind of horror type things,
Right.
And then the last part was audience participation. We had a Frankenstein that was about 9 foot tall. It fit on the head, and the arms went through.
Oh,
very realistic.
A costume kind of thing.
Yeah. And the illusionist would end up having to shoot him, and blood would come out of his eye, and he'd fall over. And then the last one, at the back of this coffin, the stage was set up so that the truck was right behind us, so you could load stuff right out of it. And the lights would dim down on this coffin, and you'd see this coffin open, this white glove hand come out, and then face come up, the lights real low, and Dracula, with the makeup and so forth. Mm-hmm. And there was we cue one kid, make him be a stooge. We give him a white T-shirt, and we would, when all this who always start with all the monsters, the rest of the kids we'd go, get off the stage, and he'd just sit there, very defiant. Mm-hmm. So
the kid,
yeah, he was programmed, and Dracula would come over with his knife, and blood would flow out, and he would fall over this rather white T-shirt, and the curtains would close on it. That was the end of it. Flash spot would go off for Dracula to disappear, and as the curtains closed. So It was interesting, and then after that, the illusion started really drawing. You had Siegfried and Roy, and you had all the big illusionists in Vegas and so forth. Mm-hmm. But it was fun. It was a great experience, and I took over the show. I was an assistant, and I played the Dracula part, but I took over the show when the illusionist and his assistant, they were married, and she got pregnant. They wanted to get off the road and settle down.
Right.
So we worked for about a year, I think.
Okay. So all in all, it was about a year after he took over, or you mean when he came from? Okay.
Yeah. And it was a good experience for doing. Then I put together an illusion show with some ventriloquism for the grandstand attraction. And we had a stage then that was built into a truck, and the sides led down. And this one led down. That was in one. We had a awning that went out over it, and you had footlights. Had in two. We had a cyclorama around the back of it, around the inside truck. That was in two with lights overhead, and then the back led down and a canvas cover went over it, and that was your off stage. You pull the props off and that sort of thing.
Gotcha. Do you illusionists understand what these new guys like Copperfield and guys are doing, making the Statue of Liberty disappear? I mean, when you see this stuff, are you got a pretty good notion of what's going on?
Some things there are principles that you use, what we call load areas and that sort of thing. So there's some, I do. But when you get into some of those kind of things you're talking about, making Statue of Liberty disappear, no, I have no clue.
Yeah, and then this other guy, I can't think of his name offhand, that just does terrible things of hurting himself. Puts a spike through his tongue and pulls a thread through and shit like that.
Yeah, some of those.
You don't do that? Oh, that's how I get up.
That's what I do for entertainment.
Well, anybody that does piercing, that's no big deal to anybody that's piercing up
that's
their body.
True. Yeah, I do understand that.
Yeah.
And talking about you guys working together and doing things, coming back to Tom, I know you have a book with a bunch of pictures that you want to tell us a little bit about the story. So you feel like doing that?
Well, yeah.
All right. So
okay. This is in Lake City, Florida. I'm 15 here, and that is the first electric guitar I ever had. My dad bought for me. As a.
Do you know what it is? Do you remember?
It's an old Craftsman.
Oh. Never seen any.
This was the band that I was with there, and we wrote and recorded a song in the radio station. And I feel like I'm being...
Same age?
Same age. We're all 14 and 15.
Oh, man.
And we recorded it in the radio station, and they put it on the air the next day, and we were instant stars at school. we got booked for the prom, we got booked for the dances, we got,
And what was that again?
That Lake City, Florida. That's 1965.
Damn.
This is, I told you about playing this organ out on Melbourne Beach, and the Bad Habits coming and inviting me to join them. Well, this is me
the
on...
band you were at the time,
and the Bad Habits. This is from the newspapers, why it's so grainy.
And that looks like it would have been something pretty heavy to carry around.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Well, we were playing 6 nights a week from 9 to 2. There was
Were you able to leave the stuff?
It stayed there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you'd dust it off, and that was about all the contact you had with besides playing.
Sure.
And this was the same band. Danny Swain and I met way back when I was 12 and had a paper route, and he was 10, and we became friends. We'd fish together and whatever, ride our bikes together. And when I moved to New York City, I told you about opening for Mom's Mabley. This is us open. He showed up, and I said, "Why don't you just join me?" And so he sang harmony with me, and we're doing all of my original stuff.
Nice.
And opening for Mom's Mabley there in New York City. That's 1970.
Okay.
Then this is 70. when I went to visit my mom in Stoneham, Massachusetts. My guitar case I painted all up. Then told you about hitchhiking across the country and ending up in Boulder and meeting Terry Ulrich. That's my Glenn Campbell model Ovation.
Yeah.
And we hooked up as a duo, and he had a quarter of school to finish, so we hitchhiked back to Columbus, Ohio, and we met a photographer there who shot this picture for us. Then this is in Dayton, Ohio, me and Terry and his brother Larry, and we're the three that played the whole ski season in Vail that I talked.
Oh yeah, you talked
that
about
I talked
it.
about.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and then this was a rehab ministry that I joined from '73. This was after I came back from Mexico, and Janie Hill ran the thing. And this is Genevieve, whom I married, and you became my bass player and all that.
Right.
This was for my visa, passport, whatever, to go into Mexico, and I wound up recording in Columbia Studios in Mexico City.
Wow.
And then this is in Germany in '78. This was my studio then, and that was top of the line recording for 1978. You know,
Right.
10.5-inch reels, and this was 4-track, and that one's 2-track, and this is still in Germany. That's the Bitburg Bluegrass Band that we went on to win the worldwide talent contest. This is at the regional contest that we thought we couldn't possibly win, so we went home and had to get up the next day and go back.
Keep going. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is in California, the worldwide talent contest.
Right.
And that's me. I had who's missing? Bob Plurd. Bob Plurd took this, and then I took the next one with him in it.
With him and not you.
Yeah, with him in it, and not me.
Right.
And that's the only way we could do it. Yeah. And this was where we won. This is the Bitburg Blazer newspaper. We're the best band in the Air Force. We won the whole worldwide contest.
Yeah, you had a song that you guys played that was winning all of these contests.
Oh, we had the same show.
But was it a medley?
Yeah,
yeah,
it was a medley. It was Foggy Mountain Breakdown, and Rolling in My Sweet Baby's Arms, and a couple other guitar instrumentals. And that was, and this is what we won. Wow. That's almost life size. Mm-hmm. It's a little smaller than the actual. Then in '84, we were asked by. She's got our album right there in her hand. It was a cassette. We were asked by Alamogordo to be the official Welcome Home Miss USA band. Wow. And so she's given me. I gave her our album, and she gave me a kiss. That's a
Miss USA.
That's a fair trade.
Kissing on your
kissing
face.
on my face.
What is up with that?
And this is after that. Me and there's Genevieve, who was in that picture with the ministry. She was my bass player. There's our drummer, Tony Pirozzella. This is a mandolin I built.
Wow.
While we were in Fort Worth, when I got out of the Air Force, when we were playing full time again, I took a Lutherie course and built that.
That's got an interesting
from
shape.
Scratch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. We were allowed to design whatever.
Yeah, how did it sound? Did you like it?
Sounded good,
Yeah.
but I didn't design it right because it was my first time ever and I didn't know what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I made the neck about that much too long.
Oh,
And so you couldn't tune it up to pitch.
Oh.
The strings would snap.
oh, I see.
I wound up cutting off
Oh,
part of the neck and putting a dowel in there and sticking it back together. And,
okay.
but this was our album cover. That album that Miss USA was holding.
Uh-huh.
That's the album cover picture. This is in Lawton, Oklahoma, I believe. That was my Guild SK10. I wish I still had that. They had to discontinue them. Gibson sued them.
Oh,
Gibson made that Chet Atkins model that
Right.
looks like that.
Yeah.
It's a nylon string, electric, thin body.
right.
And oh man, that was $1,200 back in '84, and no telling what it'd be today. But they sued them. They had to discontinue that guitar. Then we went to Austin, and this is when we opened for the Judds.
That's awesome.
When we opened for Ronnie Millsap, and this is when we opened for the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. That's Genevieve, and her sister was there, and we said, "Come on, get in,
Wow.
get in the picture." This was a newspaper article when I got hired to be the sound man at the Opera House.
How long did that last?
A couple of years,
Really?
yeah.
So you saw some good acts go through.
Oh yeah. Well, it's a long story. That's a strange place, employee-wise.
Oh,
People came and went, and I wound up being the general manager of the place.
wow.
I wound up going to Denver. They were going to tear the place down, and I'm like, no, you cannot do that. I was giving tours to people, so I had to learn all the history of it. It was built in 1913, and Lillian Gish played there, and da 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 da. And I'd put people up in the balcony
Yeah.
and go on the stage, and the acoustics are, I've never seen anything like it. I'd be on stage, they'd be up there in the balcony, I'd go, "Can you hear me?" And they'd go, "Yeah."
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's just a phenomenal, and I'm like, no, you can't tear this down. So I found out how to get it on the Colorado Historical Society, and jumped through all the hoops I needed to, and went to Denver a couple of times, got the paperwork done and all that. And there's a plaque on the front of the building right now that says it's a Colorado Historical Site.
Nice.
And I'm happier about
Yeah.
that than about anything that I did there.
That's
you know.
great. Yeah.
This was a Magical Moon Elixir traveling medicine show that was a lot of fun. It was an outdoor show at the Bachelor Syracuse Mine Tour. And this is Louis Duke, who played Professor Whitfield, and Drew Fowler, who I played on 4 or 5 of his albums, and me playing a Native American flute and playing a mountain man. And it was full of comedy and music, and it was just a variety show.
And it was that at the Sheridan?
No. This was at the Bachelor Syracuse Mine,
Oh, okay.
out 3 miles outside of Uray.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
Even before I worked with Rusty, or before I worked with Dennis Weaver, I worked with Rusty Weaver, his son.
Mm-hmm.
We worked together running sound for Stanley Jordan.
Nice.
And we played together in a band called Free Range Cats.
Ah,
And I was the bass player, and he's a phenomenal
he
musician.
is. I got to play with him once with
Rusty?
with Ralph Dinosaur and Mike Stein and
Yeah. Well, Free Range Cats was him and Mike Stein and me.
Is that right?
It was a trio, yeah.
And then who were the Rockadiles?
The Rockadiles was him and some other people.
But still Telluride people are right in that area.
In the Uray Ridgeway area, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is at the Sheridan Opera House when I ran sound for David and Keith Carradine. Robert was supposed to be there, but he missed his flight and didn't make the show. So that's us there on the stairwell of the Opera House. This is me on stage with Keith. There's Keith. You can see the big clock. I'm way over here on the other side of the horn section, playing guitar, and Ralph Loveday there. And this is back in the green room after the show with Riders in the Sky. What a bunch of great guys.
Yeah.
Ranger Doug, phenomenal Western swing guitar player.
Oh, I bet.
He's got that dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun,
Oh,
dun,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah.
And I said, man, that guitar is awesome. He just picked it up and handed it to me.
Wow.
I'm like, it's a 1937 Stromberg.
Oh, wow.
Worth $50,000, and he just handed it to me.
Oh,
I was afraid to touch it.
Oh,
And Too Slim took this picture,
oh boy.
and
And is that the same Too Slim as the tail draggers?
I don't know.
Yeah, there's.
I don't know.
Yeah.
His real name's Fred.
Oh, yeah.
But they had their own TV show on the Nashville Network where they introduced Western movies, and they'd do bits, comedy bits, and some music, and then you'd see the movie, and it was old like old Gene Autry and Roy Rogers movies, and Tom
Mix. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did that for quite a while. Then here's Eric Burden on stage.
All right.
I ran sound for that concert,
Nice.
and I played the party after the concert. And Mel Gibson was there for the party, and there's him and Eric together.
Wow.
And
this is all up at the Sheridan.
this is all at the Sheridan, yeah. And that's me singing with Rodney Crowell. He during sound check, I asked him if I could just sing harmony with him on, because I've been doing Till I Can Gain Control Again forever. I love that song.
Yeah.
And I did, and he goes, wow, that sounded good. That night, I wasn't expecting, during the show, he called me up,
Oh, man.
and this is actually a screenshot from a video.
Oh.
I took a video of the whole thing, but this is Stanley Jordan on stage. We're getting him set up with sound and stuff when Rusty and I were running sound for him.
Would that have been at the Jazz Festival?
No, that was in Mountain Village at some corporate event.
Yeah, because I saw him down in the park, and I think it was at the Jazz Festival.
Yeah. Oh, he's played the Jazz Festival several times. This is after the show with Dennis Weaver, Jay, Jerry, his wife, and me. This is in the show. In that show, I played saxophone, mandolin, banjo, guitar, bass, and drums.
Well, you know talent.
What a show off. Jeez.
Everybody on that stage could play at least 4 instruments. I mean, it was a show.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, the Branson style, Vegas style show. I left that out.
Yeah.
Native American flute in that show.
Yeah.
Then here's another show that we did there. There's Jay again. He and I have played in a couple of different bands in Texas, and then numerous shows up here. Joe Pips and Tim Forsyth, he just passed away a couple years ago, and Jay and me. And then this is the blues show, and see, Tim's got his fiddle. Here he's playing saxophone.
Wow.
And Joe's playing guitar, and he played bass and saxophone, and I'm playing bass there. And Jay's on guitar, and then Dennis Weaver playing Chester. He did a thing in Gunsmoke where he taught Miss Kitty how to play the guitar.
Oh, yeah? Uh-huh.
And it went over so well that he's been doing it ever since. Him and Miss Kitty and Doc had a trio.
Oh, really?
And they played like Branson shows and things
No kidding.
for
Yeah.
a couple of years.
Yeah.
The 3 of them.
What was her name?
Amanda Blake.
Yeah.
Yep. And he could sing.
Yeah.
And he can play the guitar. I mean, he was He was
Did he limp
multi-talented.
around stage?
In this, he did.
Yeah.
He came out with the limp and the whole, the whole 9 yards.
Dillon,
Marshall,
Marshall Dillon.
Mr. Dillon, I need some help.